Welcome to Off the Charts. I'm Brendan Hunter.
And I'm Danielle DeCapua, and today we are going to dive into the world of rap music. I'm going to interview a local up-and-coming rap artist. He's from Carmel, Indiana, he's a student here at Purdue, and he's making a scene with his new single, Anarchy.
But first, our first subject today is the greatest rap albums of all time.
Welcome back to Off the Charts. I'm Danielle, and I'm here with my good friend, Pat App, and he's a local rap artist. He goes to Purdue, and he's very current. Pat, how are you?
How you doing, Danielle? I'm great.
Good. All right, well, thank you for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, of course. So, I'm going to start with an easy question. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah. Got finals coming up. Next week is dead week, but
Okay.
this week's my relaxed week, so
Yeah.
been working on a lot of music and just kind of chilling.
Okay. How many finals do you have?
4.
4.
I'm in a Krannert and I hardly
Okay.
have any electives, so
Wow. What major are you in Krannert?
finance.
Finance. Okay. And that'll be useful with your upcoming
Right.
music career, right?
I definitely want to be able to manage my own finances and
Definitely.
just kind of like take the entrepreneur route, so
Yeah. That's really
it'll
smart.
work out. Thank you.
All right. So, let's get right into it.
All right.
How did you get into music?
I started off by like writing those little raps in classes, you know, like you gotta write a rap for a math class or language arts.
Okay.
And they were just like turning out to be, like people were enjoying them. People were like asking me to write them. So I started making my own music and that went different. Like I made my own music and people were saying that it was trash. They were like, you need to stop. But I realized just like how much I loved it, and it just
Okay.
became like my mission. So
Yeah. So, have you always only done rap, or have you dabbled in the other different genres?
I guess even before music, I did cross country. I ran cross country,
Okay.
and that was like my main focus. I was all state in cross country and track,
Wow.
but rap's always been my thing. I listen to rap music that Brendan was talking about, like just the Jay-Z and Nas, just in the early days. And then when I got into my music, I just started writing around high school, and those were just my influences. So I ended up quitting cross country in my senior year
Wow.
to just dive into music, and I've just been going at it full since then.
Yeah. Wow, that must be a hard decision to make. You said you went all state. That's a really big accomplishment. So the fact that you quit your sports to pursue your career is really very noble of you. So you're a college student. You're in Krannert, which is nationally recognized as one of the best business schools, and you're a musician. How do you balance your hectic schedule?
When I do balance it, it's I really have to learn in class. Like when I'm in class, I make sure that I'm obtaining the information as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So then I go to my classes, take notes, learn, come home, knock out my homework and studying as quick as possible. And then I just try to devote as much time as I can just to working on music, staying up late at night, and still adjusting with it.
Yeah, definitely. Do you think your schedule has gotten harder as you've gotten older? Like freshman year, was it not as hard balancing everything? And now that you're older, it's easier? Like, have you grown more accustomed to balancing, or is it still just as hard?
As I've got further into college, my classes have got harder.
Okay.
So they require more studying, but I've also been able to develop better studying methods. So the balance just readjusts each year, and I just come into each year. The first semester is always when I'm learning the balance, and then the second semester I'm always just cruising. So this semester has gone well, but next semester got a lot ahead of me. Very excited.
Yeah, definitely. What would you say your typical week or day is like for you?
Cool weekday, going to my classes and coming back and just working on music. I spend time with other musicians that I know up here, and most of my friends are musicians or just like people that I talk about just like deep topics of life. So when I'm spending time with people, it's usually helping me grow a lot. But yeah, I'm trying to knock my homework out as quick as possible and just focus on growing in my mindset and working on music as much as possible.
That's interesting. You talk about growing in your mindset. How would you, like to the audience, how would you explain what you would do with that?
Even when I came up to Purdue, I developed like my own sense of spirituality.
Mm-hmm.
I began reading much more, meditating, and just exploring like the events that led me up to this point. And so I like to, when I get stuck on things, I like to come to my friends for advice a lot. And I like to share the books that I read with my friends. And yeah, I like to grow with the people around me.
Definitely. That's interesting. So who would you say are your biggest musical influences? Like, do you have influences who aren't in the rap genre, or do you stay mostly with rap? Or?
The rap artists are definitely some of my biggest influences. Like, I grew up on Tupac, H3, like I had full Tupac songs memorized, just curse words and all. These days I like Chance the Rapper, Frank Ocean, Kanye West. But in other genres, there's a group called the Fleet Foxes. I love their music. It's just beautiful, harmonious music. I like Tame Impala, Jimi Hendrix. Definitely just a lot of genres.
Yeah, you have a lot of people. Would you say that these people you grew up listening to are a big part of the reason why you got into being a musician?
Yeah. It was like when I would hear people's music and learn the lyrics. Like I was so used to rapping their lyrics that I was just like, let me try writing my own.
Okay. What message do you want your music to convey to the audience?
I really like to, I don't like to preach anything, but I like to be myself. I like to help people to accept themselves. Like, I feel like it's important for people to realize that we're each like just the product of each of the experiences that has led us up to what point we're at. And we're each unique, so we each have something to offer, you know, and that can help you to love yourself and realize that like you have a unique perspective, but it can also help you to accept other people and like just know that if there's some type of way, that's just like what life has like thrown at them, you know, and it's something that you won't understand, but it's just like they still have something to offer, you know.
Yeah. So let's get into your music now. Your song, Aim High, the music video just came out, what, 2 months ago? Back in October. And I love that song, let me just tell you. I listen to it all the time. Whenever I'm driving, I'm singing along to Aim High. But what does that song mean to you?
Aim High is just like a message from me to fans and listeners, just to set high goals. I feel like when you set really high goals, even if it's something that even if the goals are something that you won't always accomplish, you still end up impressed with your abilities on the way, just through like striving for that high goal.
Awesome. All right, well, we will be right back after this quick commercial break, and after the break, we will come back to more interview segment with my good friend, Pat App. And we are back to Off the Charts. Before the break, my friend Pat and I were talking about his new single, Aim High. And we have a clip from his music video, and as I was talking before, I just love the song. I think it's innovative, it's creative, it's a beautiful music video. So let's give our viewers a look.
While you play straight in the open hands of the man, hoping they safe, tryna live life free. Liberated on my chain and the name, little homies tryna live like me. But tell them walk their own path, versus tracks, lead them right to everything they might need. I be taking them to church every verse, but regardless, I ain't really tryna preach. Just tryna give them something they can keep, no receipt, yeah. If we aiming for the sky, tell us what's a lucky goal. If we going for the stars, someone tell us what's a reach. If we lifting up the globe, tell us what's a heavy load. Redefining all the limits like they never meant to.
So can you tell me all about the process of creating and shooting this music video? I'm sure it did it take weeks, months? Like, how did you come up with the concept? Why did you choose going to California? Just tell us everything.
So real quick, shout out to the director. That's my best friend, Levi Turner. We've been working together since high school, since
Wow.
my junior year, and he's just invested a lot into making these videos. We have a few on YouTube, but this specific one, Aim High, we were flown out to LA to do a show, and neither of us had been there before, so we were just like, we knew that we would be going around just like exploring sites out there, you know. It was over spring break last year, so we just had like 4 or 5 days out there. So we're like, let's film a video. So finished the show went awesome, and we just like carried the momentum forward and filmed Aim High. I mean, it was beautiful scenery out there. There's parts
Definitely.
where like I'm standing on giant cliffs, just with
Yeah.
like, there's these oceans with seals just like right on
Wow.
the shore. It was insane. So definitely special to me.
Yeah, definitely. Now, did you stay in the Hollywood, Los Angeles area for this part, or did you go to other areas of California?
Yeah, I stayed in West Hollywood.
Okay.
That's where my manager lives at. So
Okay.
we
That's so
crashed
cool.
his couch, and we were just like right on the scene.
Mhm.
So it was awesome.
Yeah. Now, when you flew out for this, you said you were doing a show.
hmm
Did you have the original intent? Did you know you were going to shoot this music video?
Yeah. We knew that we were going out for the show, and we knew that we would just be going around. So there, even for the drone shots in the video, like we reached out to some friends who had drones before,
Wow.
and they just helped us to capture those shots. So we got there, linked up with them, and then just dove into the process.
hmm So, would you say you planned a lot about the different parts of this music video, or was it more like when you got there, you saw the scenery and it just inspired you to create your different shots?
Levi, he really planned everything. Like some of the locations he had scouted out on Instagram,
Okay.
just through like pictures, and he just had the video mapped out. So some of our videos take longer to film, but we were able to really get in and knock this one out. It was just
Wow.
mapped out, and all the locations that we went to like were just fun to be at in general, you know. So we were just like, we filmed the footage and then just spend a few hours afterwards just like kind of taking everything in.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, my favorite part of the song Aim High are the lyrics. It's not about the size of the dog in the fight, but the fight of the dog. What does this mean to you, and what inspired these lyrics?
It's just like a quote that's like stayed with me just through growing up. I used to play basketball, and I had a very late growth spurt. So I was like 4'8", playing basketball with like 6 foot people, you know.
Wow.
And like I was just an underdog back then. When I started making music, like I told you, like my music wasn't very good at first, you know. So people were kind of giving me hate, and I felt like the underdog, but it challenged me. Like I was just going to put in the work to become good at it. I was very passionate about it, and that quote just kind of stuck with me.
Yeah, definitely. It spoke to me too. It's really inspiring. So enough about Aim High, even though it's one of my favorite songs. We'll move on. So you just released your newest single, Anarchy, a couple weeks ago, right? On SoundCloud, on Spotify, on his page. What inspired this song?
That was in response to the election. Me and my friends just always like to debate world events, political events, and just like in between those discussions, I always like to use my platform in music to offer like just my perspective, you know. So it was just me using my platform and just providing a voice for maybe people who would resonate with what I had to say, or to challenge people.
Definitely. So now you've released your second single. What would you say is your next step?
Well, I spent all of my junior year last year just completing my mixtape, and I finished it about a month ago. And these releases are to kind of build up hype to go into the mixtape. So I've released 2 singles, one of them a video, one of them a track. Moving forward, more singles, more videos, some collabs with other artists, and shows, just a lot of shows.
Definitely. So if you had to do it all over again, would you do anything differently?
Nah, I like every single event that has led me up to this point. And even the songs that I released back in high school when I was first starting that like people didn't like, you know, those challenged me to stand behind my art and to stay true to myself. So yeah, I wouldn't even take them back. I wouldn't take back anything. I've made mistakes, but those mistakes have brought lessons and wisdom, you know.
That's awesome. That's impressive that you take all of your criticism and just take it to heart.
Thanks.
Well, that is all we have today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see where your life takes you in the next year.
I appreciate
Pat
it.
up, everyone. Thank you.
All right, guys. That'll wrap it up for today. For Off the Charts, I'm Brendan Hunter.
And I'm Danielle. We will see you next week. Thank you guys so much.